Uh, Hello. I just want to say I'm sorry. I made a video last night that it was honest. It really was. It's how I'm actually feeling in my life. Um, but I don't want that to be. I feel embarrassed, to be honest. I do feel embarrassed to be vulnerable and show myself at that level of weakness. I don't want you guys to think that I'm mentally unstable or that I'm on the verge of killing myself. I'm not. But it is something that I battle with every single day. And thank you to you guys who showed support to me in the comments. Um, I showed. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. I don't want you guys to be worried about me. I don't want to depress you. I don't want to be a depressing influence in your life. I have been drinking not every single day, but more than every other day. Like I've been drinking more days than I'm not. And normally I'm not sad or depressed. Like normally it's not. I don't want you guys to think that my mind state is 24/7 like the last video that I made. Normally I'm okay. I mean not okay, but just the whole reason that I drank so much. Oh hey shit, I'm sorry. I was making a YouTube video real quick. If you didn't mind eating downstairs, it'll just be done in like a few minutes. But I got too drunk last night and I made a really desperate YouTube video. But I'll just tell you in just a minute. Yeah, that was my youngest brother Michael, and he's been a really great really good really good influence in my life, and my brother Joshua. It's like I'm the oldest one. I'm the one who should be the good influence and the leader, but my younger brothers have been there for me and they have supported me so much. And I really, Joshua and Michael, I love you so much and thank you. And I'm sorry that I've lashed out at you. I'm really sorry that I've lashed out at you when we've argued at different points. And I've been in pain. I've just been an animal in pain. I've just been a wounded animal. But I'm sorry to any viewers who were worried about me. I unlisted the video today that I made last night because I felt embarrassed about it. And it wasn't untrue the way that I've been feeling. It wasn't untrue. But I just don't want that to be on my record. It's. And I know the point of this channel was for me to be as honest as possible. And never deleting or editing anything, but I just felt so bad for having that video up. I don't want you to think that I'm on the verge of suicide. I am not. I know for a fact I'm never going to commit suicide. So I just want you to be sure of that. And I'm not sure what else to say. I hope I didn't make you feel too worried about me. I'm gonna try to start drinking less. The thing about drinking alcohol for me is that it doesn't even feel good. I don't like how alcohol makes me feel. I'm sorry, I was trying to figure out where the lens is. Like, where exactly is the lens where I can look you in the eye when I'm talking? Hold on. Oh, it's this one. Okay. I don't want you to be worried about me. Any emotions that I was expressing, it is true. I do feel very desperate, and I feel very trapped in my life with my disease and my bones and my legs and my spine and my skull. I know I pointed out. Look at that. Just a huge skull. Skull. I'm sorry. Huge tumor in my skull. It might as well be a little tiny skull. It's pushing my nose to the right, and it's growing up under my eye. And it wasn't visible a few years ago. And I've been struggling because the doctors, this is a very critical thing for you to understand. The doctors in the entire country of the United States, as well as the entire planet, they're not prescribing pain medicine to people who actually need it because they're scared of the DEA and the government agencies. And I'm on such a tiny amount of pain. Tiny amount of pain medicine, and it's not nearly enough. I would need 5 to 10 times the amount of pain medicine. I would need 5 to 10 times the amount of pain medicine to even remotely have a good quality of life. And and even for this tiny amount of pain medicine, I had to just beg and grovel for almost an entire year, from like February till now. So maybe not an entire year, maybe 9 months. I just had to grovel, and they finally gave me 10 to 15%, maybe 20% of the amount that I actually needed of pain medicine. And I do want you guys to understand that when I started this channel in 2019, I was living in Arizona. And I had a doctor. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure where the lens is. That's it. That's where I thought it was. I had a doctor who was giving me a reasonable amount of methadone, and it was enough, and it was literally like 20% of the amount of medicine that I had been on just 3 years prior to that. It was a drastically less amount of medicine. And now, living in Alabama, they're trying to give me a fifth of the level, a fifth of that small level, and it's just bad. Like, it's not enough. I need to be able to sit up straight 12 to 16 hours a day, and I would need 50 to 90 milligrams morphine equivalent of medicine in either hydrocodone or oxycodone to be able to sit up for 12 to 16 hours, and that doesn't exist anymore. And I'm gonna make some future videos. There was a woman in Canada who had committed legal suicide. She had legal euthanasia because they cut her off of her payment. She had a very painful, some type of disease that was incredibly painful, and she had been treated for 10 or 15 years with opiates. And then they cut her off, and her life was so hellish that she got medically, legally assisted euthanasia suicide in Canada, and the government would rather assist her in killing herself than having enough pain medicine for another 10, 15, 20 years. That's a true story. I'm going to do an entire video about that at some point, because in my mind and in my view, that woman was a martyr. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but in my view, that woman was a martyr. Because she could have had another 15 or 20 years if they would have just treated her pain. And I'm not crying for myself. I'm crying for her. She could have had another 10, 15, 20 years if they would have just given her the amount of pain medicine that she needed. But they would rather her have medically assisted suicide. And I'm in a lot of pain. I'm not going to kill myself with medically assisted suicide, but I would like to document the crazy stuff that people are going through who have legitimate pain. It's a real disease. It's polyostenotic fibrous dysplasia in my legs and the left side of my skull. It's a legitimate disease. And she had a legitimate disease. The government and people just keep paying taxes. People just keep paying taxes to these criminals and these bastards. I'm not going to delete this video because this is true. And this is how I actually feel about all of this. Oh man, my nose is running, I'm sorry. But I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate your support, and I'm sorry if I've ever made you feel worried about me. I'm not gonna kill myself, and I'm not gonna shoot myself, and I don't want you to feel worried about that. Because I want to see how all of this turns out, and I want to see how everything in the world turns out. And just until my body dies naturally of whatever might happen, heart attack, stroke, I don't know. I mean, what is the most common natural death? I don't know. But I appreciate that you all care about me. And I'm sorry if I made you worried at all. And I'm gonna try to upload more often from now on. So thank you.